All right, welcome to Fight Fish Podcast. Guys, I am here with my co-host, Dan Lamort. He just did a pump fake on the intro.
Yes, pump faked it. Thanks to Smoking Suckers with Logic for the intro music.
Yeah, thank you. Did you guys like that intro song? Because we just listened to it here in the studio. So we're loving it. Guys, we are here with Fight Fist, friend of the show, Diego Lopez. Everybody.
Hey, what's up, fellow? I'm here.
New third mic.
Third mic man.
Yes.
And Austin Locke is sitting in the room.
Hi.
Yeah,
My man.
Austin's back on the
First
pod.
time on mic in
Love-
months.
Big fan.
We're
Thanks to all 11 people who have been listening to the show consistently.
Thank you guys. But
I think we have more positive 5-star reviews than downloads an episode. Which makes no sense whatsoever.
Sometimes you reverse engineer a crowd.
Yeah,
You got to work backwards.
We're doing something.
Group of listeners, so thank you all 34 of you.
Yeah. So how was your? I got back from Vancouver yesterday, and I'm all fucked up time-wise. It's a 3-hour difference, but enough to ruin everything.
It's just, California, same time.
It was the best part about the trips were the flights. They were good flights. I walked on the flight there. Baby in the seat right next to me. I don't know what happened. The baby cried 0 times during the flight.
God bless the baby.
And the mom was so hot and kept having to bend down into the diaper bag. And it was Air Canada, so the seats are tight. So I'm just getting ass in my face the whole time.
I thought you were going to say, shoot, the mom was crying the whole time. Like, that'd be hilarious.
She was crying because Dan was looking
Baby's
at her.
fun. Yeah.
Looking is not the word. I was thinking of sniffing.
Oh, all right. Just done with your nose, not your eyes. Glaring?
On
Is that what you're
topic,
looking
we're
for?
gonna do a battered woman's foundation after this tonight.
What was the crowd like? So was it super cold up there? First of all,
It was, well, I think I got lucky because I flew away from the storm that we had here.
yeah.
And it was still like 45
Northwest.
degrees.
That's not bad.
Everything's in French, though. I didn't know that. Not like everything's half and half.
Yeah,
It's like half of the packaging is English and half is French.
Yeah, they
and
put-
it is true. Everyone is so much nicer.
Wait,
there.
do you mean half or twice? Like it's in English and also in French, or they just do they just split
No,
half
no.
a paragraph?
Twice.
It starts.
It's more fun. Like it's just you gotta guess what you're getting.
Yeah,
figure it
yeah.
out.
Like Spanglish, but for French and English. I'm not gonna do
It
that.
was
Frank.
fine. I mean,
There you go.
I was in a haunted hotel called the Met in New Westminster, British Columbia.
Shout out.
And, it wasn't good for me because I told the crowds this because in the horror movies, the fat guy dies second to the black guy, and the diversity in New Westminster was non-existent. So I took the first spot right
Wow,
away.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Everyone was so friendly, though. You just walk down the street, hey, buddy, how's it going? Yeah. I was like, dude, what's going on? They're like, you just look like you want to be talked to. Yeah, man.
Huh.
Like, all right, this is nice.
Were the crowds like? Was it like a town of your road vibe, or was it more of like a?
There was
Like a city
It was
club?
weird because there was a lot of smart people in the crowd who got everything.
Were they wearing glasses? Is that how you could tell?
Yeah, all glasses. Well, monocles. They all had
Oh,
monocles.
okay.
Yeah,
Holding
and
calculators.
canes, and they had no limp. I don't know why, but no. They also were just like. Then there was like a smattering of just dumb, incoherent drunks. I asked during one show because it was during the fight, the UFC 222. I was like, "Any UFC fans here?" And then one person just goes, "Trump."
Huh.
I was like, "You got that question incredibly
In
wrong."
Canada too.
In Canada.
Hot
Weird.
take.
And then
Yeah.
they're so nice that the woman came up to me after the show and was like, "Yeah, I was the one who yelled out Trump."
Like bragging. Like
Yeah.
you're welcome for
Not
me
even
helping.
Like I'm helping the show. I was like, "Why'd you do it?" She was like, "Oh, I just wanted you to go there."
Oh,
She just
well,
wanted me
I get
to
that.
talk about it.
I mean, I think it's wrong, but I get people that do
When I
that.
lived in Boston, there were these British guys that came to one of the shows, and they were hanging out with us, like all the comics at the bar afterwards. And they were talking. They were like, "We loved like what you're talking about, but like we wish you were talking about Trump more. Like we figured like that's like such an obvious thing. I can't believe like you guys didn't address it. We're like
Yeah, because
you
you
don't
figure here, the Americans are used to it. The foreigners don't get to hear their comments.
Yeah,
talk
no,
about
and
that much.
were they like, is it a bit pedestrian? And I was like, you have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Did
how
you
it is.
did you guys see the Mulaney and Kroll's hosting the monologue of the Spirit Awards? You saw it?
I didn't.
It's
I
my
did see
favorite
them
comedy of
on
the year.
Conan. Were they doing those same characters?
No, they're just themselves.
That
But
character was so fun.
it's so funny. But the Mulaney was saying how people were like, "Oh, Trump must be like you couldn't write this, you couldn't come up with this stuff about Trump." And it's like, I mean, you could, but you wouldn't want to, and no one would want to watch it. It's like a nightmare. It's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, he tweeted quite possibly the worst joke on Twitter where he was like, lowest ratings of the Oscars ever.
God.
It's because we have no stars anymore. And then in a parenthesis, Just kidding, of course. He had to tell everyone. It's at the point where the president has to tell us when he's joking because no one has any fucking clue.
Right.
It's crazy.
But I will say I love movie awards. This year, I'm like a liberal person, but I hate when Hollywood goes like super crazy. The awards were so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really talk about anything. They did leave Bill Paxton out of the in memoriam section.
That's strange.
And Frank Vincent, who was one of the best mafia actors of all time.
Oh, Frank
Who did he
Vincent's
play?
Great.
I don't know
He
who he is.
played
He was in The Sopranos.
Nicky's right-hand man in Casino.
Yeah.
I love Casino.
Yeah,
Casino's
nice.
great because it's Goodfellas, Vegas Vacation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like
exactly.
perfect.
Have you ever heard one of my favorite jokes of all time is David Spade's joke where he goes, Casino, Casino it, liked it better when it was Goodfellas.
That's great. Yeah.
Casino's more relaxing than Goodfellas.
Until they
Casino's
crank his head.
At the end of the but like there's something about like if you're at the end of a workday, like Goodfellas requires more thought. Casino, you could just sit back for 3 hours and watch Joe Pesci and De Niro scream at each other. In, like,
Yeah.
these
Yeah, I get
suits.
that.
It's great.
Yeah.
How do we get on mafia stuff? Because it's so
Frank
weird.
Frank
I've been-
Vincent passed.
Oh, yeah, because I've been on such a mafia kick.
Oh, have you
recently.
really?
Yeah, last night I spent 5 hours playing the old 2006 Xbox 360 game, The Godfather.
I didn't know
In my
what that
opinion,
is.
one of the best Xbox
Oh, really?
games of all time.
I wasn't ever a video game kid.
Oh, I know what happened because on the flight back from Canada, they had The Sopranos on the TV, and I started watching. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah,
Which
it's
makes
great.
no sense. It's like the most Jersey
Yeah.
show.
It's so weird. I was an only child, but I only like playing video games if I was playing against one of my friends. Like, if
That
we were
makes
playing
sense.
something
That
like
actually
Madden.
makes all of the sense, and
I
it's
I
kind of
guess.
sad.
Yeah, I guess.
I used to love.
I just needed a friend.
I just live a single player kind of life.
I used to
I
love
was an only
having.
child, too.
Yeah.
I
Damn, you're
love
both only
single-player
children.
games.
Weird. I used to love having people over and play GoldenEye. Like that was like my favorite thing in the world.
N64 game?
Yeah, it's the best game ever.
We played. Our
That was
thing
my
was
favorite game.
Nightfire for PS2.
I don't know that one.
Fine.
Nightfire is just the next James Bond game after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was that the one where where they had like the ski lift?
Yes,
Oh, I used to play that on GameCube.
dude. We might have played it on GameCube. No, I think I had it for PS2.
That's great. Tweet us.
but-
What's your favorite N64 game?
Yeah. All 34.
Guys, we
Please
gotta interact
let
with the
us know.
fans. Interact with the fans.
My favorite was on N64 Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fun.
Crash Bandicoot was awesome.
Austin, do you know what an N64 is? Hell yeah, he's shaking his head no.
He looked terrified.
Is that like a PSP?
My man. That's so fun.
So, Vancouver in and out. It was nice. Got in Thursday, left Sunday. I met one girl there on Bumble, and she was like, "It happens all the time." She's like, "You mind if I come over tonight?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why are you in town anyway?" I was like, "I'm a comic." Unmatched.
They think you're going to talk about them. I think that's usually what it
Maybe.
is.
Dude, you think it
I don't even
repels
mention
women?
What?
You think it repels women?
On Bumble, yes. In person, no.
Why?
I
On
missed so
Bumble?
many
I've been
signs.
out of the.
I had so many signs at the shows this weekend where the feature was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "That girl wanted to talk to you." I was like, "I'm trying to sell my albums for 2 of your blue dollars." I'm not trying to fuck right now. I need
Your
some extra cash.
Plastic money.
Yeah, I needed to push albums because I was under the impression they were paying me in American money, and I totally forgot the email said Canadian money, which is a big difference now.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, say like you make $1,000 Canadian, it only comes to like $750 American or something.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah, there was.
God, pick it up,
I live
Canada.
right on the border of Canada because I'm from Niagara Falls. So I remember we had the better. Our dollar was much stronger for a while, and then during the Bush presidency, their dollar got stronger.
Yeah, because the last time I was in Canada was Niagara Falls, and ours was worth less.
Yeah. It was a rough period there.
Yeah.
We used to go to Niagara Falls, Canada all the time. We would just walk over the bridge because you could drink when you're 19.
Mhm.
So we would just
Does
go get
Niagara
drunk there
Falls,
every weekend.
the Canadian side, have Uber?
Yeah,
Because
but
Vancouver, it's a big thing there. No Uber whatsoever because the
I don't-
taxis aren't allowing it.
no, they didn't actually. Niagara Falls, Buffalo, the whole greater Buffalo area didn't have Uber until like a month ago because our taxi union was so strong.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
going on in Vancouver, and it's a bitch because now their taxis to fuck over the people who want Uber are just charging everyone so much money.
Yeah.
They're
Austin-
like figuring out that surcharge is a thing.
Yeah,
and you're
it
like,
was
well, we'll do it.
$20. No, it was 20 minutes from the airport of Vancouver to my hotel, and it was a $60
Oh.
cab ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Austin, Texas has no Uber whatsoever.
Austin,
They just have
Texas.
rickshaws or something?
I
What
like
were
when
you
they have
They just have like
guys on
rickshaws?
bikes.
yeah.
Is that
Rickshaw.
that?
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
I hate
because
those.
when I go to Orlando on vacation a lot, and in like the little resorts they have there, the only way to get to the theme park if the boat isn't there is a guy has to bicycle you, and I really feel so bad when I get on that bicycle.
See, that would make me feel powerful.
They charge you more.
Yeah, but I'm like this.
like, you're for two
Yeah,
people.
they're like, how about I sit in the back and you pedal?
yeah.
You feel bad because you're giving him a
I
workout.
really feel like it's
Yeah.
the closest thing to like indentured servitude that America has right now.
I mean, we're paying them, so no,
The
but it
pe-
just sucks.
The best is when you see like the tourists in New York getting off the ride and realizing that they just paid like $600 for a
Dude,
bike
they have
ride.
no idea. It's so funny.
I saw 3 women get off the bike at Broadway Comedy Club who clearly took it from too far away, and the woman was just like, $300? And the poor guy's like, just hand her the machine, like, yeah, $300.
Oh my god. I realized the
And
other
the
day
best was the show was canceled.
the Broadway show.
They $300 bike ride into a canceled show.
I mean, it's better than them getting in there and then finding out that there's a 2-drink minimum and a 20% added on gratuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
that's
whatever
not
it is at a comedy
highlighted.
club. Like, you know what I realized the other day is I never go in Central Park ever.
Like inside of it?
Yeah.
I've never been in my life.
I haven't been in a while. I like the rowboats in the summer.
Oh.
That's very nice. It's very relaxing. It's very cheap.
They got a
Well,
weight limit?
I haven't spent a summer here
I don't
yet,
know. I broke an
guess.
oar though because I'm so strong.
I guess
Yeah.
it's because I haven't been here during the summer.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
crazy.
I
It's
guess
like the best in the summer.
I like
Yeah, I
visiting
haven't
the
been here
tourist
yet.
spots that like only New Yorkers know about, like Times Square.
Beautiful.
I went to like Ellis Island and Statue of Liberty before I moved here, but I don't think I'll ever go again.
I tried to go
It's like a
once.
one and done.
I tried to go once and it was like a 3-hour wait. I'm like, I could see it from here. It's good enough.
Yeah.
exactly.
How cool can it be? It doesn't move
Just
around.
gotta hear people just talking. Never mind. I was gonna say something racist. So.
My man.
New York.
Just make it about white countries.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Dutch
And
motherfuckers.
Polish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like the lowest
I don't know
rung
why
of
I
a
went
white
for-
ladder.
Polish always get it. I don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I
you went
went
really
to them.
lowest rung of the
It's
ladder.
a funny thing. You could shit on Irish people,
Mhm.
and like no one will give a shit,
Yeah.
no matter what. You could say the worst things possible about Irish people, and nobody will.
Let's try.
question
Okay, here we go.
It's weird though, because I'm Italian and Irish, and I only tell people I'm Irish. I don't know why I
Oh.
don't. But now that I'm
'Cause you
watching
look
more
so much
mafia
more
movies
Irish.
again, I'm trying to get back into it.
Yeah.
mean,
You
yeah.
look way more Irish than you do Italian.
I want to do. You know what? I want to find out more. I did a lot of research just yesterday. It's a long story. I'm going to keep it short. My grandparents live in Brooklyn, and my grandma was cleaning out her closet. They've lived there for like 50 years.
Oh, sick.
So she was cleaning out the closet, and in the closet they found a journal that was It was from the year 2000. It was addressed 2000, and it was between a girl named Sarah and Desiree, and they were writing back and forth to each other. My mom's name is Kelly. There was a whole chapter in the journal about wanting to kill Kelly, but this was from 2000. So my grandma brought this to me, and I'm freaked out by ghosts, but I was like, I got to figure this shit out. So then we're breaking it down. How the hell could this happen? And in the back of the book is a little card that says R.I.P. And on the back it says the guy's name who died. So I type in the guy's name, this guy named Rob. He died at age 39, and no one knows how he died. So now it's really fucking weird. And then, but it turns out the way technology is now, I looked at this guy. I found his obituary from 18 years ago. Found that he had a living daughter named Nicole and a son named Robert Jr. I found Nicole on Facebook, looked at her friends, found Rob, went to Rob's page, who was the same age that would have been in high school in 2000, looked at his friends. He had one friend by the name of Sarah, clicked on her name, sent her a message of a picture of the book, and she said, "Oh my God, I haven't seen that in 18 years."
And you say you're unemployed.
Yeah. I was sitting at the table at my house, like with my feet crossed, like,
You know the funniest
figured-
part?
I'm a detective.
Funniest part of that is that went best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like, she could have been like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like she
Yeah.
could have easily
well,
been.
there was some other
terrified.
stuff tangled in there that I haven't said about my family and how this ended up here.
Okay.
It was clearly stolen by one of my cousins.
Yeah, you
But
might get somebody in
yeah.
trouble just by posting a picture like, "Hey, how did you get that? If I know this." Blah,
But
blah, blah.
there was like some intense stuff. They're like, "Can you believe Frank got his dick sucked?" And I was like, "Oh, I like this."
This is crazy because it's the year 2000. Like I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
tell us a story about a book found
Yeah.
from 1937.
Dude,
yeah,
exactly.
and
You were
that's the
like
thing, my
from the
grandparents were
year
old.
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wait, what?
And it didn't sound that old until I looked in there and there was like pictures of like Nick Lachey and Limp Bizkit. So I was like, "Oh, this was the year 2000."
It's a list
What
of.
is Nick Lachey doing in 20?
What is he doing next to Limp Bizkit?
How old is he now?
18 years older than he was in 2000.
Probably in his late 40s.
Damn, Nick Lachey's almost 50 years old.
I mean, that was me guessing. I'm not going
I would
factual.
guess he's close to
Yeah, he's a
50.
grown man.
That's one of
He
those
made
guys
beautiful
that's
music.
like, he's got to be so thankful that he had the opportunity to be famous.
Him and the I Want Candy.
Like if
kid.
he
Yeah, I
lives
guess so.
if he lives his life 100 times, he's famous 1 out of 100.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I
What
mean?
did he even do?
He was in
He's
98
45
Degrees.
Oh, he's 44.
44.
He married
that
Jessica
old.
Simpson. They had a very funny reality TV show on MTV. It
He was married to Jessica Simpson,
was
right?
very funny.
He was known for being like beautiful and retarded.
Like me.
We say mentally challenged on this podcast.
I apologize, fisters.
And beautiful hot rod. That's what we call him.
Hot rod.
Do you want to talk about the fights?
Pretty good looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sorry, I'm
do you
getting
guys
lost
do
in
anything
Nick
fun
Lachey's
this week?
eyes.
That's all
over
right.
Yeah, he literally just got lost in the
yeah.
cliche.
He's
Uh,
now I think I take back my 1 in 100 thing.
Yeah, I mean, you put that face anywhere.
good-looking
People are
guy.
going to look at it.
You guys do anything interesting?
Good week. I did the first round of March Madness at Caroline's. I
Yeah.
advanced into the second round,
Nice.
which is
There we
tomorrow.
go.
I'm a very good comedian. I don't know if you've heard.
Who are you going against?
Quan Wiggins? I don't know him.
No, I don't know him either.
But I'm excited. Should be fun. We'll see.
Sweet.
2
I
minutes.
bet he has a lot of energy.
I can't remember if I saw. I can't remember if I saw his set, but it's hopefully gonna be fun. That's about it.
Yeah, so he doesn't know you.
I assume he doesn't know me. I don't know him.
I wonder what he's.
Of
Expecting-
course he knows Diego of Middle Easy Fight Fist podcast fame.
Yeah,
Our
sorry
most
about that.
listened to episode of all time.
I wonder if have you been trying to size him up?
No, because it's not a roast. You know, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what his material is. It's just
Yeah, I
I'm
get
just gonna
it.
do my
That's a good
best 2
point.
minutes.
Oh, this
And not even-
So it was a minute in the first.
So the
round,
first
right?
round was a minute, and I did a couple
And I remember
jokes.
you were thinking like this is I don't know how this is gonna go. I've never done a minute, and like that it was kind of awkward and just a weird way to set up comedy.
It's a weird way.
But
Luckily,
it
I
went
have.
well. Apparently.
Yeah, I have done. I did the Kill Tony podcast when they're in New York, and that was a minute.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had 2 jokes that could fit into a minute, and then last minute I changed one of them, and because I wanted to fit under a minute, because when they cut you off, they played music. They didn't like just lower the volume or like
Yeah.
tell you to stop. So it's like you could not squeak another word in. So I wanted to go under time. So I did a different joke, which is a little bit shorter, and it went well. And then they did because it's like a applause-o-meter kind of a thing, and we tied. So we had to do a tiebreaker joke, and then I did the joke I was supposed to do, and that did really well.
Who did you beat in the first round?
Tori Piskin.
Yes,
I
right.
love Tori.
Yeah,
She's great.
Tori's great.
It was fun.
So the tiebreaker joke, that's however much time you want, or just like one
They
bit?
said the funny thing was like because I went towards the end of the show,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, you got to do tiebreaker joke, but they didn't say how long it has to be. And the first person to do a tiebreaker joke did like a 3-minute joke, and we're like, oh come on, that's
Yeah.
not fair. And he lost, and that was even better.
Is there a
how
host
much
for
of
the
the-
show?
Yeah,
gotta be a tough
James
show.
Mattern,
Oh.
the king,
Yeah.
the best,
No
the
one
best.
else could host that.
No one
show.
else.
How much of the show did you watch?
The whole thing.
Who had the best 1 minute?
Sam Evans probably had the best 1 minute.
He killed.
Sam Evans is phenomenal. Sam Ruddy had a really great minute because she kind of roasted the guy before her joke. And it was just like she didn't need to. Like she was gonna win no matter. It was like, ooh, she really got in there on him.
That's great.
Yeah, those two I think would have the best, and they're probably. My money's on them too to go to the finals probably.
Yeah.
Wait, Sam.
I'm doing
and who?
Sam
Evans.
I'm doing
You
the
know
show
Sam?
tonight.
Samantha Ruddy.
Oh yeah, Samantha's great.
You doing what show tonight?
Sam Evans show.
Oh,
Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Patrick Hasty.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love those boys. Sam is like one of the most underrated joke writers in the scene.
I
that,
met
you
him
know,
in
I love.
Boston
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, man.
He's great.
He and Carmen
Sweet
used to come
boy.
up, 'cause Carmen's from
Love Carmen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it! I need to go up somewhere.
Yep. You guys are not speaking my language. I'm doing
Being nice.
I'm doing a hot half hour tonight. for
Oh,
the,
all right.
Yeah, the Battered Women's
They're
Foundation
gonna love
of New
it.
Jersey. We're gonna have an update on this next week to see how it goes, but I assume not good.
Hey, you know, you
Yeah.
start off with a little.
There's gonna be like 50-year-old women like
Hello.
opening for him. Like, can you believe I squeezed kids out of this?
You know what the
pussy?"
weirdest thing is? I'm not gonna name any names, but a male comic who's been accused of beating women
Mhm.
is opening for me tonight.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Jesus
Really?
Christ, who booked this? Is someone who hates battered women?
I think so.
Is it someone that we would know?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's great. Off the
You want
podcast.
to mouth his name?
No, I feel like I already went too far.
Do you want, how about this? How about just give us his closer?
I can't.
I know. It's,
I don't even know it.
Just tell us his last name. On
no, that's all right. How's your week, Luke?
It was good, man. Did some
Got anything
shows.
fun
Nice.
coming up?
Just around. No, just another week of shows.
That's
More and
great.
more shows.
Yeah, hey man, that's great.
Just
I'm at
grinding
the
it out.
stand for the first time this week.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right. What show?
What show?
Frantic.
Comedy Central Showcase.
Ah,
for
beautiful.
Flusterfest
On Thursday.
on Thursday. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't snow that much. Hopefully it does. I don't know.
Wednesday it's supposed to snow a lot.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Whenever this podcast comes out, it is. I
Yeah.
don't know when this one's coming out. We've been putting.
It comes out when it's
podcasts-
ready. Okay.
Well, we put out one on a Tuesday, then we put out one on a Friday. I think we should pick a day
It'll happen.
Really, I think Fridays maybe. That's like the worst day to put out a podcast, but I think
Well,
we should do it.
It's not like the kind of thing. I've always had this argument with people. It's like, if I like the podcast, I'll listen to it when it comes out.
Yeah,
it's
I
not like
think
if you come on the
there's-
wrong day, I'm not
No.
going to listen to it.
I think if there's actually people listening, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna be like, listen, I'm a huge fan, but it
Yeah.
came out a day late. And
You
I'm dead."
motherfuckers.
Yeah, people get so crazy about that, but I was like, you could just listen to it whenever. It doesn't go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really,
At least I
it's
don't
a really
think- I don't
silly.
know how podcasts work.
They don't go away.
Okay.
My podcast from 4 years ago is still up there for some reason. I haven't done anything about it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I tried to delete one of the episodes of this podcast, but I don't think I got it off.
All right.
Has it gained any fans? Your old podcast?
No
from 4
idea.
years
I've
ago?
done no research.
That'd be crazy
Yeah,
if it
you
just
went
had a
back.
huge
Yeah.
like cult following that it gathered.
In like a different country though, like
Yeah.
it has like
I mean,
10 million downloads in Bangladesh.
yeah. When I remember when we were going on, because it was myself and my friend Cornell Ward, who's a Muay Thai fighter and I was an MMA fighter. We had a big following in Abu Dhabi. So it was like 10,000
Wow.
downloads a month from Abu Dhabi and nothing else. Like no one else.
Did you ever find out why that happened?
I mean, they have a big jiu-jitsu kind of a world, but
Yeah.
I don't
We
know
had
why
a lot of
us.
people, a lot. It's weird. Like not a lot's a big number, but there's a good amount of listens from Brazil.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And
Yeah.
then there was one other random place that I would have to look up another time and just shout it out. But it was a place that I was like, people have phones there.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
my buddy makes music and he put out like a little 4-song project today on his SoundCloud. And he's great. His music's great, but he's just been churning it out like slowly but surely, getting a little more views. But it'll be like, this song gets like 1,000 views. This song gets like 1,200 views over like the course of like a month. And he put out like 4 songs a day. And I was like, dude, these are great. Texting him, and then all of a sudden I was like working doing landscaping. He texted me. He's like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but like the listens and the likes and the comments are like blowing up.
Yeah.
And they all have he put them out earlier today, and each song has like 10,000 listens and like
Damn.
it's like
That's great.
So, and he has no idea. It's crazy when like you have no idea what made the thing blow up,
Yeah.
because it must be some big name person must have reposted it,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he can't even.
And then you got to try to figure it out.
Yeah, you got.
That's a good lead though, because we are now on SoundCloud, and unlike
Hey.
your friend, we have one listen.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have.
So
I
we
think it's SoundCloud. It's Fight Fist.
maybe
Pod
maybe
on
the
there.
Fight Fist SoundCloud will blow up random.
Hey,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah,
I
man.
figured why not put it on there as well. It's only
No,
on
it's a
iTunes.
good move.
So
222.
yeah,
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
it was.
yeah.
I didn't get to see it.
Do you
because I was in the
remember
green
our
room.
picks?
No. So let's not go into that because I don't remember the picks at all.
Okay, sorry, fans.
I think we should start writing down the picks.
Yeah.
Middle Easy wants us all to actually start doing predictions
Okay.
for events, and then we'll. Keep,
Yeah, I'm
like,
down for
and
that.
I want to keep
I
like,
mean,
a tally of it.
The fact that we made picks on the podcast and didn't write them down is
Hilarious.
ridiculous.
And very much us.
Yeah,
it's
it makes
so
total sense as to
stupid.
what.
We,
Listen, we said we were coming back full blast. We didn't say fully blast.
True.
Did you
Yeah.
pick Sean O'Malley?
I did pick O'Malley because I'm a big O'Malley
Yeah, I
fan.
picked Suka.
That fight was ridiculous though because O'Malley should have lost. I don't know why.
Yeah,
he
but
kept
I was
going to
rooting
take
for him
down.
so hard.
All he had to do was just stay away from him, and he wouldn't be able to walk on that foot. The fight would have been called.
Very funny.
Or at least just hit him.
No,
that was. Did you see?
I
what's
wanted
his name?
O'Malley to win though. It was
Yeah.
sick.
Rashad Evans lost his mind in the post-fight show.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like screaming.
relax. It's like, hey, relax. It wasn't yours to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
The first, I had only caught one fight, which was the. Well, I caught two. I got the Dodson fight, and I saw the Lombard get DQ'd on the prelims.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, how do you feel about that?
I mean,
was-
she should have been DQ'd. It was definitely past the bell.
lot
I
of
think he
people
got mad
think-
at the leg kicks.
So a lot of people really think he should not have been DQ'd.
What do they
Why?
think
Should
he
they
should?
start putting the fight bell in Spanish?
No, they think that he had started the combination before the bell struck.
That's ridiculous. No, If you're a professional fighter, you should be able to stop. They stop in sparring unless he's an asshole, which I've heard.
Yeah.
That is a decision he has made in repetition in sparring where he does not care about the bell.
Yeah.
Since he doesn't respect it in sparring, it's not going to translate in the moment in a cage.
And boy,
I
did that
think-
show.
Yeah, I've been in rounds where it's like fucking going to war, and the second you hear it, you respect that. You respect your training
They
partner.
say he's kind of crazy.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
That was a good combination, though.
Yeah, it was-
Holloway got knocked into another universe.
Well, it's that thing where, in the same way that you should be able, as a professional, to stop your punches on the bell does not mean you're safe. A lot of guys will just drop their hands when they hear the bell. It's like,
he
you got to
kinda seems
respect
like-
the
yeah.
space.
It's so weird on like Twitter. Maybe it's just because Lombard has a bigger following than Dalloway, but like on Twitter and YouTube and like everything, it seems like more UFC fans think that he should not have been DQ'd.
That's nuts. That's such a stupid idea.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of fans saying
You broke the rule.
A lot of the analysts that I follow were like, "Yeah, that was right."
And Dalloway did something to Lombard earlier in the round that they're saying that they think Lombard hit him late as a retaliation.
Well, then he fucked up because then it worked.
Yeah.
If you can get in somebody's head inside of a fight, that's one of the best things you can do. And you could really, if you can get somebody emotional in a fight, you have already won. It's just a matter of time of how it plays out.
Yeah, it's like real world road rules
Lombard
when you would
was
piss
emotional.
someone off and then they'd hit you and they get kicked.
Yeah,
off
exactly.
The
You're
road
like,
rules. It's just like that.
Thanks.
Lombard was getting really mad with the leg kicks, and I think he just lost control.
Completely
at the
agree.
end, and so that was that. I mean, I definitely I forgot who else I
Cat
picked
lost.
Bummer.
We both picked Cat, but she lost split decision.
It was a good
I
fight.
picked Cat on the podcast, but on Twitter I posted. I mean, Vieira. She's a very good fighter.
She's very good. Very good. So is Kat. She'll be back.
I also picked Struve, but he lost.
I think I picked Orlovsky.
I picked Struve solely off of how fun he was to fight with in UFC Undisputed. He's 7 feet tall, and he could just throw those. They had those kicks in that game where he would come over the head and then chop down. And I always loved. You couldn't beat those.
Axe kicks.
Yep.
We got to talk about the big one.
His white Dulcine looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, you can't skip over Sean O'Malley getting interviewed while laying on the ground.
That was great. I'm like, I can't remember the last time I saw that.
That dude's a star.
Yeah.
I love you, Joe
He's
Rogan.
gonna be a star.
Yeah.
You can
I
just
bet
tell.
Dana White was so happy that he won.
Oh,
Because
course.
they need someone like that
Dude.
who's a rebel off the fucking...
For his stance, how wide his stance is, and the way he slides back and forth is very reminiscent of Connor. That specifically.
Very skinny stance, not physically. Very skinny. I mean, he is, yes. But I'm saying
super wide stance, and he does that hopping back and forth where he like slides in and out. That weird thing that Connor does, and it's
pseudo taekwondo kind of fencing
Yeah.
movements.
It's really interesting.
I love seeing people who come from different angles. I can't imagine that being easy to fight.
No.
Because he comes from such interesting angles that it's got to be hard to pick up a sparring partner to mimic what he does.
Yeah.
He also fights with so much confidence.
Yeah,
It's
that's
insane.
kind of like a big part of it. It's like,
unbreakable.
Again,
confidence.
that's
He
like
was
Connor.
so-
Connor's one of
yeah.
the most confident fighters.
Totally. He looked so sure of himself in there, and the guys are my age, 23.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
yeah, my age too.
yeah.
Did you see when he was getting taken off on the stretcher? He
No.
was fake smoking a joint.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was great.
I love when weed is a personality. It's very interesting.
He
We get it.
Apparently
Okay.
There's a weed strain. He has his own weed strain.
That was the
now.
after party thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very adorable.
It is. I'm guessing he's going to be out for a little while with a broken foot. But
Depends on, yeah, like feet are weird, man. I've seen some come back pretty quick and some are like a long time.
yeah, I broke my foot last year. I'm also morbidly obese, so that's why I still limp.
Yeah.
But it was not fun.
Of course.
I also don't train at a
How did you break your foot?
car accident.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the bones almost came out. It was so fun.
I like the idea of you calling a car accident when you just kick a car because you're drunk.
I don't know. I don't even remember. I think why it happens is because when the car on impact, the pedal locks, so your foot stays in that position. And
Oh. Yeah.
then it just snaps right back.
Ugh. I
So,
I
a lot
ankle
of
locked.
Percocet,
Yeah.
though.
O'Malley's 10-0. And what's crazy is that's that fucking crazy bantamweight division.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
another
tough,
guy in that
tough division.
Well, it's just another great fighter in that
Well,
division.
you know what I
that's
think? What
already great.
happens is I think in the Jimmy Rivera Marlon fight, winner gets the title shot,
Mhm.
and then loser gets Sean O'Malley.
That's interesting.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
I'm okay with
great.
that.
Because imagine
'Cause
either Jimmy
Either
or,
way, those are two great fights stemming from
yeah,
that one
but
fight.
that'll get Jimmy or Marlon against Sean O'Malley. Will get, like if they headline a fight night, that should draw a little bit of attention.
It should be fun. Yeah.
He's got a big O'Malley's got a pretty
O'Malley-
big Instagram following.
It jumped
O'Malley
20K
very-
in one
yeah.
day.
He
Yeah,
very
that's
quickly is
crazy.
gaining a big. Fans are really liking what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just
Because
entertaining. It's
so
fun to
much,
watch.
and that's why, as much as I love Ortega, it's tough because he doesn't have that personality outside of the octagon.
I can't believe they're not marketing him more. He's a good-looking
Well,
dude.
he's getting the. I mean, it was announced today that Dana White talked to him, and he's getting the title shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
everyone
has to.
expected that,
Yeah.
but
That's
I do
gonna
think
be
he's
a
the future of that
great
division.
fight, dude. Him versus Holloway is going to be amazing because Holloway's they're both so solid.
Mhm.
Holloway's got that champion polish where it just seems like he's unbreakable. It's almost past the confidence. It's just like a surety.
Mhm.
You know, Stipe's got the same thing where they're just so in control of what's going on in the octagon when they're fighting.
I like
And they're
that.
so adaptable.
Mhm.
Both Holloway's got that. Aldo had it for a while.
Yeah.
Stipe has it. You know, it's kind of that just like that champion's way of carrying themselves and remaining
Until the
solid.
interview. Stipe might be the worst interview in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, he's brutal.
He's American and can't get a word out.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, my favorite though
it's,
is the one. I think it was like last year. He's like, "What's next?" I'm fixing my kitchen. That was it. He was just doing his kitchen.
We get
Holloway
it.
versus Ortega. How you feeling about that?
Man, that's a tough one. I like that Holloway has lost and has now that kind of. I mean, he lost a little while ago, but like I think that loss really like dialed in his ability to push himself to like, okay, I never want to feel that again.
Yeah.
I want to stay the champion.
Yeah.
I really see him staying the champion for a little while.
Yeah.
But that's a tough fight. They're both. I think Holloway's a little bit taller, a little bit longer than Ortega, but not by much. Which is what something Max has used in the past to win, is keeping people at range. Real fun fight.
Just skill level wise, Ortega's one of the most skilled fighters that's risen in the UFC in recent memory. Just with his sheer, I mean, he's obviously a jiu-jitsu expert, like a
black belt, legit black belt.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
Striking looks. I mean, that combo.
his striking's
is insane.
great.
He's gotten a lot better, better.
Dude. He's got good striking on top of being one of the best jiu-jitsu artists in MMA.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people, mostly fighters I know from New Jersey who aren't like professionals yet, who are saying that due to Frankie staying in MMA, they should have let it go a little bit further.
No way.
But I think that was a very clear stoppage.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the picture of Frankie where he looked like Stephen Hawking, like after the punch? Where he was
I
like,
didn't
No,
see that.
jeez.
There's a picture of him and he looks just like Stephen Hawking, and I don't know. There's still shots where his eyes are rolled back in his head. I do not think that
it
was
a
an early
pretty good.
stop.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
the only
fine.
unfortunate part was that there wasn't that much time left. So if he does somehow fight his way back, but I don't know. It was
I
tough.
get that that's what everybody wants to see from Frankie, but I don't.
Yeah, it's okay to.
You also gotta like the fans when they push for that type of stuff are never really thinking about the fighter in question's health.
No, it's
and
all
well-being.
just they think they are for their better good, but it's like, no, if he's that hurt,
Yeah,
maybe let him.
and it's like sometimes a lot of you. I mean, you've competed.
He's
you have
pointing
to
at me.
save the fighter from the.
He's not pointing at me.
He's pointing at Diego Lopez, MMA fighter.
You have to save the fighter from themselves at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because a guy like Frankie's never gonna quit.
Yeah.
He'll just get his face beat in.
I do think in Holloway Ortega, it's weird. My big thing with the Edgar Ortega fight was that it came back to my views that were on the Dillashaw Garbrandt fight, where that experience trumps where Garbrandt might have more skill, and that's what I thought was going to happen here. But Ortega proved me incredibly wrong. So I would have no problem putting
Although
money on if the Vegas odds have Ortega as an underdog for some reason. I would gladly put money on that.
Oh, they're definitely
Yeah.
going to. They're definitely going to.
I think it won't be as big as like say
sure,
the last
sure.
Rose Joanna, but I do because that last one was absurd. The odds
It was nuts.
What were the odds?
When I put the bet down, I think Rose was at like a plus 425 or some shit, plus 3.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah, it was big.
I'm a professional gambler. I'm here to tell you that's big.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
Everyone here knows that the equipment was bought from Rose.
That's
gambling
true.
money,
Yeah.
So.
They
Thank
said
you.
that Yana was one of the biggest underdogs in MMA history against Cyborg as the main event.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean,
Someone
she
who's never been in the
fought
UFC. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. That's
going up against one of the scariest female fighters of all time.
scariest fighters of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think of well, let's stick on Frankie Ortega for a minute. Frankie, what do you think the next move is for him? I mean, that's the first time he's ever been stopped and he
Yeah.
got knocked out. He didn't even get everybody would have guessed if he was going to get stopped by Brian Ortega, it would be via, a
He's not
triangle
going to
or
retire. I don't
no.
think.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to retire. I want to see him try to do 35. I think it's worth an effort. I think he can get there physically. I think it's definitely worth an effort.
Yeah.
He tried 45. It didn't work out. He had he tried 45
started
at the
50.
pinnacle of
He was
55.
a lightweight champion.
Yeah, it's nuts. He was so much smaller than everyone, and he was able to outwork everyone and kind of like out technique people to the victory. And it's like I would love to see him try 35.
Why do you think he hasn't tried 35 yet?
I think it's easier to stay at 45. B, it might be somewhat of a like I don't know if ego's the right word here because he's not an egotistical person in any stretch of the imagination, but it's like he did one fight at 45. If he would just to go back to 35 for no actual reason, that's just like, well, why? I don't have a reason yet. You know, I just think, I don't know. He's been always so nice to me, and he's helped me a lot in my when I was training and I was fighting, and he's my favorite fighter and the person I look up to the most in this world.
Yeah.
And in the MMA world, I just would love to see him fight TJ or any of those guys. I think that'd be a really great fight.
So
Him dropping down to that makes that division, like we said, is already so fucking interesting.
And it's so much drama. They're all the three of them, meaning Dillashaw, Garbrandt, and Cruz are all so good, and there's so much animosity between them. It's such an
how about
entertaining
Sean
division.
O'Malley versus Edgar?
I mean, Edgar's gonna win.
I think I don't think Sean's ready for that yet.
No,
I also don't think Edgar should. He should fight people who are in his age.
Yeah.
it's
Ortega's a young motherfucker too.
I mean, it's having Ortega versus Max is going to be such a cool fight, and it's amazing to see, just to watch Brian Ortega because he's so talented. But it's sad that Frankie was that close to getting that title shot again, and he wasn't able to.
And he just got screwed by.
He didn't get it the whole Conor era.
He didn't even have to take that fight. He didn't have to take. That's just.
That's how he is. Yeah, that's why people love him.
It's so cool seeing every fighter give him props for it. Everyone was like, "This dude didn't have to fuck." Even Holloway said it.
Yeah.
Even McGregor.
Yeah. Well, it did get. Dana White did confirm that McGregor, despite what Edgar's camp had said, did step up to take the fight. Whether Edgar's camp knew about it or not, Dana White did confirm that McGregor wanted to take the fight, and which is interesting because he hasn't shown any interest really in coming back, minus that.
That would have been so wild.
Yeah, minus that and that sweet Burger King commercial he just put out.
Oh, does he have a new Burger King commercial?
Yeah, it's on the front page of YouTube.
So
I
why?
haven't seen it.
It's hilarious.
So and Dana didn't want Conor to take the fight then?
I
Would
didn't.
be the implication because there's no way
That would be-
Frankie
yeah.
didn't want that.
No, he wants that fight.
No,
He does want that fight. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
of
I have no
course.
idea. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't.
Again, that's like it falls into that realm of why the hell did this past week Cyborg not fight Nunez? Why did they have to put anyone else in there besides that fight happening?
Yeah.
And it was announced, and then it just went into the weird realm of no one knows why it didn't get picked up.
Damn, dude.
But
McGregor
again,
backed
Dana
on
White did also announce that that's the next fight.
McGregor
He said he
backed
doesn't
on.
want to put anyone else in there against Cyborg. And I
No,
don't
that's
blame
got to
him.
be the fight.
Because
What do you think she's gonna run through Amanda's? I mean, Amanda's amazing.
I don't think she'll run through. I mean, just judging off Holly Holm as the best striker probably Cyborg has faced, and Cyborg didn't put her out. They went 5 rounds, right? So I think Nunez is a better. I don't know if she's a better striker than Holly.
No, I don't think she's a
But
better striker.
I do think she
she has a better chin.
Yeah, so it would be interesting to see. I think it would be a fight that goes 5 rounds. I don't see it getting stopped in the first.
I agree with who made this point. One of the UFC Tonight guy made the point that if Cyborg loses, it will be on the floor. It won't be standing. I don't see her getting caught.
But Amanda's strength is so clearly as a striker. So you think she would have to take it to the ground?
I'm not saying Amanda's going to beat her. I'm just saying I agree that I think that if Cyborg is going to lose, it's probably going to be by a submission.
Who's got better
can see
ground
that.
game between the two of them?
I think Amanda's a black belt.
Yeah. And honestly, how many times has Cyborg actually had to go to the ground?
Well,
How
that's
many
the
times
thing.
has Amanda had to go to the ground?
Not that I can remember. You know, I think she. That's the thing. Is like
Dude, it might just be a slugfest.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that fight.
Yeah, that'll be a great
That's going to
fight.
be one of.
I love Amanda Nunez, man.
And it's so good for women's MMA because Joanna going down and Rousey going down. This is the big market fight that they fucking need. I mean, although Joanna Rose is happening again.
Again, yeah, great card.
I'm so nervous for Rose. I think she beats Joanna again just because I think she's in Joanna's head. Because now Joanna can't do her regular trash talk and all that shit. But Rose just seems like such a great fighter.
Yeah. Nothing makes me more nervous than the idea of Khabib not making it to that fight.
It's always. I'm like, don't waste money on promos. Just
Right?
like fucking write it out on paper and take a picture of it.
Because, dude, that's the fight we've all been waiting for so long.
So
At
long.
least
It's
one
like
of
3
those-
years or something.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that is always very scary thinking.
What do you think's going to happen there? I can't make a prediction there.
I think Tony is good enough in the standing grappling to not stop, but at least stifle Khabib for the moment to maybe work himself out into combos.
Yeah.
It's just such a close matchup. But they're both maniacs. I think it's going to come down to either who gets to what they want to first within the first round, like who gets to either the takedown or land some shots standing, or who takes injuries on the camp on the way in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure one of them's going to have something going
Khabib
on.
trains so hard
Yeah.
and trains so viciously, and he always gets injured in camp.
And that's what, that's how he got to the party. So it's hard to let go of that.
Yeah.
He's just not going to have the same confidence in a fight if he doesn't train that way.
No, he's
And he
gotta
knows
do it.
that.
It's the same way. It's like it's so funny. Everybody just has their like Cerrone. For Cerrone to feel confident, needs to do no sparring. Like Cerrone doesn't
Mhm.
spar at all, whereas Khabib spars so intensely.
Yeah.
In camp.
Khabib is one of the most interesting people I've ever seen fight. Where
He also-
multiple people, it's very rare where multiple people describe one guy as a bear attack,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just an animal laying down pressure on you.
If I was putting money on one of them, I think I would put it on Khabib.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Tony's so, his skill set is very. He's multifaceted, multi-talented, or whatever it is. But more multi-talented, I would say, than Khabib. He's got a more well-rounded game than Khabib. But I've never even seen Khabib. It doesn't even seem like he's ever even faced adversity in the octagon.
Yeah, just
Everybody refers to that one Michael Johnson punch where he was like, wasn't even that.
no.
It wasn't that big of a shot.
He landed a punch, correct? Like,
That's-
but it's like that's how impressive he is that we're talking about a punch.
One guy landed one punch in a fight where Khabib beat the living shit out of him, and that's
And then-
what we're talking about as the time when, like, oh man, maybe Khabib's not like a superhero.
And taunted Michael Jordan in the cage and told him that he needs to
Jordan.
quit. Michael Johnson.
Yeah,
It's Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. My apologies. He fucked up Creed in there.
dude, it more sounded like he was fucking putting him to rest. It wasn't
That's
even like
nuts.
a taunt. He was just
Yeah, it's like you need to quit.
he goes, you have to give up.
I took a picture
I need
with-
to fight for the title. You know this I deserve.
I took a picture with Khabib at a Bellator event a couple years back when I got to because a couple of my friends were fighting, so I got to be in like the VIP section. And I'm like, when you put your one arm around someone's, and I guess put my hand on his back, I'm like, that is a lot. Like that's
Yeah.
it's like it just feel like there's like 3 people inside of there. It's so
Oh
weird.
my God. Yeah, I'm excited for that card.
God, that'll be amazing. Who else is on it? So it's Rose Joanna, Khabib,
Khabib
Tony.
Ferguson. And I don't,
Calvin, what's it? Calvin Qatar.
I don't know.
Calvin. I never know how to pronounce his name. Cater.
Michael Chiesa.
Yeah, who may be coming on that week.
Possible Fight Fist guest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because a lot of these.
Who's he fighting in 223?
Good question.
Where's the laptop? Let's have a laptop out
He's
next time.
fighting some guy who's gonna lose because we love you.
Oh, it's
Michael.
fighting Pettis.
Oh, which Pettis?
Anthony.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, what an
that's-
interesting career he's had.
I mean,
Yeah.
God.
Also, I find it so interesting when two people from the same family become professional mixed martial artists.
Yeah, I mean, I find it weird anytime siblings do the same thing.
Yeah.
My friend Jack Comstock is a comic and his sister is a comic. I'm like, I hate that.
That's
If
what
I was in that family, I'd be like, no, one of us. You
if
get
I
one.
was the parent,
Is his sister a comic in New York?
No, she's a comic in Nebraska, where he's from.
Oh, wow.
She came to visit.
even more ballsy.
That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Mm,
How much older is he than her?
I don't know.
No.
They're probably around near the same age. I don't ask those kind of questions anymore.
Now our listeners are so curious. No.
Yeah. They're in their early 20s.
Oh, I just mean like how close are they in age? Meaning like did she get to watch him come up as a comic?
No, they're very close. They're pretty close in age.
Okay,
From what
so
it
yeah,
seems.
so
It looks like they started around the same time.
that's so.
Well, I guess
I'll
it's
ask him.
accurate
I'll see him.
because
I see him all the
every
time.
Wayne's brother went into comedy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes was by Harris Whittles, who's now dead, where he said one line where he goes, "Where there's a will, there's a Wayne's."
I watched Getting Dug with High, the first live one they did with Harris
Rory
Whittles
Scoville, Harris
Dude,
Whittles,
it's so
Steve Agee.
fucking
When
funny.
he says the thing where he goes,
and Eric Andre.
when he goes,
You could say every vowel.
yeah, when he goes, when he says an Australian guy, if he says the word no, he's gonna say every vowel in it. No.
He also taught the weirdest thing is him talking about how he thought Abe Vigoda was dead, and Abe Vigoda lived longer than Harris Whittles.
That's so fucking funny.
Harris was like legitimately my favorite person in the
Yeah.
world. Because not only am I a big Fish fan as well, but it's like he was part of that group of podcasters who was so personal that you kind of felt like you knew them before you even met them.
Right.
And I just thought he was like such a brilliant comic. There's a video online of his JFL New Faces set,
Ooh, I gotta watch that.
and it's so fucking weird. It's Greg Giraldo hosting,
Yeah.
bringing him to the
I've
stage.
seen
Oh,
this
that's
clip, dude.
heartbreaking.
And in
that
the
hurts.
set, in the biggest set of Harris's career, the mic breaks, and they don't give him extra time. He has to put it together and continue his jokes. I mean,
God hated him.
Yeah. From all the heroin he did.
Yeah.
He made Parks and Rec good. I mean,
I
that
was
first season was terrible.
I
when he
was
came
never
on.
into him. Like I didn't even know about
Yeah,
him until
yeah.
he died.
A lot of people didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
I found
then,
out about him when he died.
Yeah, well,
great,
he was
but-
supposed to move here, and
Mhm.
I think it would have been great. He would have been a great stand-up here.
Wouldn't have been
His
good
Twitter,
for the-
you could look at it. It's
Oh my
phenomenal.
God,
Like
yeah.
if you ever like have a moment, like just
At
sit down and
Turtles.
look at it, and it's just like holy
One of my
shit.
favorite tweets of
hilarious.
his is looking for a girl who hates to laugh.
Oh, it's the best. And it's just like the most like he's been dead for a couple years now, and it's like
Yeah,
these
about
feel
3 or
these
4.
read like the latest things. Like they
Yeah.
could like it's very
You'll
impressive.
see my Twitter like every now and again. I would say about once every 3 months, I retweet about 5 Harris tweets. Just in my office at my house, I actually have
Yeah.
like artwork that an artist made for me of a quote that he said, "We were horrible and wonderful and figuring it out."
That's
one of my
great.
favorite quotes. And then he did like a picture of Harris in a fish shirt. It was because I used to be I started as a comedy writer opposed to a stand-up. I mean, I started in stand-up and then transitioned to writing right away. And it was just he wrote so differently.
You started as a writer?
Well, stand-up was the first thing I did, but I took writing gigs like right away as a freelancer. I used to, when I was 19, I was the head monologue writer for this businessman. He used to be like one of the CEOs of Merrill Lynch, and then goes around doing like TED Talks and shit. And I was like his head writer.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
That's
until
so
he was
wild.
like, write business jokes. I was like, dude, I dropped out of online college. I know nothing about this. I was like writing great airport jokes.
Was this like your source of income for a while?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I mean, he was...
what a weird
you can
place
make-
to like fit in.
Well, if you get a rich guy like that, he was paying like $500 every 5 minutes of material.
Beautiful.
That's
Which is
fucking
absurd.
amazing.
Anytime like a comic asks me if I could write for them, I go back to that price. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah, like hold on
I
a
was like,
second.
oh, sorry, I forgot you weren't the CEO of Merrill Lynch.
Merrill Lynch.
Yeah,
Even that seems low.
You know that game where like you punch the bag and then it yells
Yeah.
something back at you? I wrote a lot of those lines.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I had like weird jobs. I wrote a card game. Cards Against Humanity had an offshoot game where they tried to make a dating game,
Mhm.
and I was one of the head writers on the staff to write the cards, and it went nowhere because I was way too filthy.
Oh,
It was like so vulgar. It was like an X-rated Cards Against Humanity.
I mean that's kind of.
I'm actually meeting with that. I'm meeting with that guy Sunday. He wants to write another card game.
There you go.
And I will because I did terrible work for him, and he paid very generously.
So
My
you
man.
you like Harris because he was a writer and you relate to the fact that he was a writer.
Yeah, because Harris was always like a writer first and a stand-up 2nd.
Mhm.
But he was also writing on Parks and Rec. I was writing stuff
Yeah.
that never went anywhere.
Diego, are there guys that you look up to because you relate to their style or whatever?
Frank,
There's people I just talk about fighting styles. Like yeah, like well, no more comedically. I don't know. There's people that like because I still feel like I'm so new at stand up. Like I definitely don't think I found my voice in any way. But I'm glad I don't sound like anyone yet. Like I don't like you can't watch my stand up and be like this is his favorite comic. You know, like
You ever
I
went
like
through that phase.
no.
Oh my god, I went through a phase of being like, so the other day, my dad. I was
You
like
had a
mix of
Dice
Dice
phase?
and Sebastian.
That's
I was like, just move. My mother.
That's so funny.
I was
I think it's because I
the
started
worst.
a lot later in life than you did. Like I knew who I was.
I was so impressionable at
Exactly.
18.
Yeah.
But then I kind of gave it up. I mean, I still have a little Larry the Cable Guy in me, but
That's fine. I mean, you're
The-
wearing a shirt.
The
fucked
two
me
big
last
open
year.
when you see the new open micers now, the two big ones are Burr and for a while there were like a gazillion Jesselnicks.
Mhm.
and also there is still a prominent showing of people wanting to be Bill Hicks or Kinnison.
Can I just go back to the you saying you have a little bit of Larry the Cable Guy in you? I was gonna make a joke about how that's the only meals you eat is his frozen meals, but we can keep going. I just want to make sure everyone knew.
Does he have frozen meals?
Yeah. He has frozen meals.
I stopped
You just
consuming
killed
his-
Dan. You just ended Dan's life.
No, don't worry. I stopped consuming his product after Larry the Cable Guy health inspector.
And his name is Dan too.
No.
That's so
Trust me,
funny.
we have a pretty good bond on Twitter where people are like, we have this thing where we don't follow each other, but we'll randomly comment on each other's tweets, and people fucking go crazy for it.
That's so funny. To answer your question, the person I want to move towards because I'm not really like that, but I really enjoy is Eddie Pepitone.
Oh my god!
I love
So you want to
Eddie
get
Pepitone.
way more alt.
I don't necessarily want to get alt. I want to be a little bit more unorthodox. I feel like I'm pretty jokey.
You ever seen where he heckles himself?
Yeah.
Oh my! Not enough people know about Eddie Pepitone.
He's amazing.
so
He's so great. He has this like my like perfect way to explain to people that don't know is like he starts off by going to the crowd. He's like, "Do you guys like impressions?" And they go, "Yeah." He goes, "Of course you do. You're a human being." And it's
Yeah.
like that's exactly what he is.
Even his
He is
round of applause bit. Round of applause
Yeah.
if you think Lincoln's death was inevitable.
it's he plays with very done opening premises, but he adds his such obscure
Very much a
turn.
genius, and it's because he's psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's someone who makes me genuinely laugh as much as Pepitone.
Love
I
Pepitone.
can't wait for his new. I hope he puts out a new special.
I listen to In Ruins about once, all the way through, like once a month.
He was a puddle with a
That's
Mets
an
hat.
interesting one. That you're a big Pepitone fan. You
Huge.
want to be more like
I
Pepitone.
love silly, but I love smart, stupid.
Oh my God, he is. He's very intelligent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Tom Takar is a friend, and I look up to him a lot. Like, he's a buddy, but I love
His
what he's
comedy.
doing.
Formerly Tom Brady.
Yeah,
That's-
formerly Tom Brady.
that's-
Smart, stupid is my favorite thing.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
I
a
get
show
what
with
you're
him
saying.
Sunday.
That's an interesting way to describe it. Smart, stupid.
Yeah. Who do you? Who's your guy you're going towards, or who's your person? I should say. Hey, look at me.
I mean, Patrice, but I don't want to be like Patrice. I guess like
Sure.
just because I don't. Well, like I don't know. I would like to be
Black?
smarter.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Fat, dead. I would like to be dead. No,
I look up to Patrice because he's dead, and that's sick.
you know who's one that I think
Must be
like
so nice to be dead.
if you watched my fucking act, you never got. I'm a huge David Cross fan,
Okay.
which is not my style too much, but I just think he's amazing.
I used to listen to "Shut Your Fucking Baby Up" all the time.
Shut up, you fucking baby.
Or "Shut Up Your," yeah.
So that's the first comedy album I ever heard because my parents used to have the double album, and we'd go on these long drives in the truck I actually now have in New York, and they used to play the double album like anytime we did a
first
long
one?
drive. Yeah,
That's
Mine
sick.
was "Good Day to Cross the River" by Geraldo.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
that's
a
a good
very
one to
good
start
one to
with.
start
That's
with.
an
Great.
intense
That's a v-
introduction of just
No, that's
perfection.
great.
That's just like
No,
my
'cause it's
first
like
band I listened to was
perfection.
Joy Division. You're like, motherfucker, get
I'd
out
like
here.
to be more like Geraldo because he's a tighter writer.
Mm.
Like my
He
writing
was-
is so not even close to as
He
tight
was
as
this
his is.
weird thing where he knew he was smarter than everyone in the room, yet his material was so smart, but he dumbed it down to where anyone understood it. And if you were smart, you actually got to understand more
That's
of it.
all the best comics do that. I
Yeah.
mean, Patrice,
And
Louis' concepts are so profound.
I
and
love
he
Louis.
says-
He's so perfect as a person.
but if you
I
think
go as far as
just-
saying he has no flaws.
my buddy saw him the other night in Soho.
Whoa.
You saw him too? Yeah. That's crazy.
You show him your dick? Yeah. Nice, my man. My man,
Yeah.
Austin.
My
Austin
buddy-
said he just showed Louis'
buddy-
dick.
Autographed it. I'm looking at it right now.
My buddy saw. Well, fucking, I can. Former podcast guest Tim Sturdivant saw him in Soho,
That's
and
nuts.
they were the only two people on the street. And then he said he just like shook his hand and knew they were talking. That he was like, I'm a comic, and Louis was like, oh, keep doing your thing, and Tim was like, we want you back, man. Like trying to be like, keep your head up, blah blah. But he said Louis looked extremely sad.
Of course he did.
And
And
that
by
his
we
skin
want you
was
back, I
gray.
mean white guys want you back.
Yeah, he's been going through a tough time from what I hear internally.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be.
I do think
he
he'll be
can't
back sooner
feeling
than
great.
later.
Yeah. And he had it coming. I'm not gonna. I'm not saying like it's like a hurricane came out of nowhere for anybody. It's like you do things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think
Gotta-
if he ever comes out with another special, will be one of the most watched, and it has to be incredibly strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be back stand up wise. It's just
You know, also before we end, I just want to say I feel like Gervais doesn't get enough credit for
Yeah.
everything he's done to comedy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I mean, even he got into stand up late, I believe, and he's still brilliant.
He
at
started
it.
at 62, I think.
Guys who don't get enough credit. That's an interesting
Yes,
one.
it started. We just know he's gonna be good.
Uh-huh.
I just started watching his show from years back called Extras.
Oh yeah, Extras
Oh
is
my
great.
God, the first episode is the Ben Stiller one.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
The De Niro one with the pen is such a funny episode.
I've only seen a couple.
He's so. There's something about him that he's such a cunt, but it's so lovable.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Which is what like I mean,
British
what
humor is kind
British
of-
humor a lot.
I
And
mean,
when
'cause
we
the British Office wasn't necessarily laugh out loud funny.
Mhm.
No.
It was more really make you feel awkward.
One of my buddies described British sense, like the general British sense of humor, what they look for in their stand-ups as cultural disobedience. Like they want fucked up shit delivered intelligently and craftfully.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which is it's
That
kind
makes sense. Yeah.
And the guys who went to Britain and really succeeded, you can kind of see why they succeeded there. Guys, David Cross, Patrice,
Bangers and mash.
fucking Bill Hicks.
Mhm.
You know,
Did I
it's
just
kind
name
of fucked up
is that
shit.
a British food that I named?
Yeah.
All right.
You nailed it, dude.
Thank you.
That's why I didn't laugh because it was so correct.
Yeah.
It was so factual.
Because I
Yeah.
saw it on the menu at the place in Vancouver. I thought it was
Did you recognize any of the buildings from movies? Because they shoot a ton of movies in Vancouver.
Well, it's hard to recognize stuff when you spend the entire day in your hotel room
Right.
watching Guy Fieri.
Mm,
But there was
number
no
one.
channel that came in.
Sure.
But no, yeah, there was some stuff because they film a lot there, and they've also where I was at New Westminster, they have the waterfront down there, and they film like a lot of movie doc scenes there.
Oh, okay. Like B-roll shit? Like B-roll footage, like they
Is
just
it like
okay.
is it like
I'm
a
in industry.
tax thing? Why they film it there? Because it's cheaper. 'Cause,
It's-
like, that's why
it's-
they do it in New Orleans and parts of Louisiana.
It's cheaper. The city itself has almost no identity. It's very easy to make it look like a lot of different cities.
Oh, yeah.
That's
There's a
super-
really good video. I really like movie breakdown YouTube channels, and I think it's either Every Frame a Painting or Now You See It, and they break down. It's like Vancouver, the city with no face, and
Yeah.
basically it's really great. And you're like, oh, this in one movie this was
Like, it doesn't
downtown
have a
China.
distinct look.
Exactly. It
That's
can just
crazy.
be any city.
I wonder if I kind of feel that way about Seattle. I wonder if they film shit in Seattle.
Probably.
Yeah.
They have coffee.
They do have coffee. Man, Dan, you're so cultured and well traveled.
Just on top.
Austin, who's your comedy guy person?
Can you repeat the question?
Who do you like? Who's your like guiding light in comedy right now?
Gerard Carmichael.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm nothing like him at all.
Sure,
He's,
that's fine. I
dark-
like that.
Like his comedy's like dark and very real, and mine's not.
Well,
at
it's
all.
easy
You
with
know why I
that.
like
Jeez,
that
come
is-
on,
is it's
come on,
like-
Austin.
I like that he's like a beacon for your generation. Like that, it's interesting to me that you're the age you are and you look up to him because you're your age. I like that better than like if you were like fucking,
Brendan
Rodney
Wardell.
Dangerfield.
Oh, sure,
Like,
sure.
Not that,
Yeah.
not that they're not great old
No, yeah,
comics,
but I
but
get
I
what
think
you
it's
mean, yeah.
you're like it's a cooler way
He's
to
like
be.
the realest comic I think that's a young up and he's not up and coming obviously.
He's come. Yeah,
Yeah,
that boy's
he's
he
there.
done
He's
came.
like one of the realest young comedians out there.
Mm.
Like he talks like he's like very dark. Like did you see 8?
yeah.
Mm.
8 was he was almost crying on stage
It
during
was
parts
shot
of it.
beautifully too.
It was
Bo
Bo
directed
Burnham
it.
nailed it.
Fucking-
I don't know. It was just beautiful and yeah, but he also was hilarious and
Yeah.
what a guy,
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Give the mic back.
I'm not a huge.
I met him. I will say, I met him. I only have one Carmichael story.
He
I was
fucked
at-
my wife. Okay, sorry.
I wish. I was at the cellar. That means I would have a wife.
I mean, you have a wife, and then you got to see him fuck your
Yeah.
wife.
I was at the cellar, and he dropped in,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "All right, we're gonna bump this kid for you." And
Yeah.
he goes, "Well, what's his deal?" Like, "Oh, he's 22. He just got in here. It's like one of the new guys." And he was like, "No, I'll do 5. He could do his full 15."
No, that's
And
nice.
he went up, did 5, watched me do my set. We chatted after, and he was just like such a cool dude.
Beautiful.
Didn't give two shit. He was like, "Yeah, I wasn't gonna bump someone who has to work hard to get a spot here."
Right. That's
And,
great, man.
that
That's
was
kind of
all.
stuff. Those are the kind of stories that we all heard, right? And these people listening to it. And it's like now we feel like, oh, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
It's
And
a little
also,
feather on the cap of being
He
a good
doesn't
dude.
make his specials perfect.
Well, and there's
which is
so
great.
many guys who are headliners who just don't care, who don't treat other people in that way.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's
I love
so-
headlining for that reason.
Well, it's so easy to just treat comics that are lower than you with respect like that, and it goes a long way when you do that.
For sure.
Like there's however many people you told that story to now know that about him and have a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
in your head about
That's
him.
why when I headline, I treat everyone good because I know my career is about to be over, and I need them to catch me on the way down.
You're like, come on.
All right, so I have to go tell jokes to battered women, and we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Great
man.
pod, boys. Another
pod.
great pod in the
Yes.
books.
Good
Another
one.
flawless podcast for the listeners.
Flawless like Louis C.K.
A great, a perfect human being in every sense of the way.
As far as promotions go, the podcast is now on Twitter at FightFistPod.
Follow
and
us.
on SoundCloud.
Dan will be giving away.
Yes, I didn't this last
things.
time, but 223 I'll give. something
Also,
away.
let's do this. If you made it to this point in this podcast, give us a 5-star review and rating. And if you write the comment in the review and rating place, we'll shout you out on the podcast.
That's the best. Yeah, we'll read it. If
That's
it's
a
funny,
big-
how about
that's
that?
a big asking
Yeah.
because no one has ever done anything we asked them to do.
We'll read it. We'll shout you out. Please rate and review.
Yeah.
As
and
always.
a good rating. If you leave a bad one, we're not gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Yeah.
we're not gonna read off and give you a shout.
Yeah,
out
if you
for
live in New
future.
York, I'll actually come and find you. How about that?
Yeah. He could actually fight. I'll watch.
Twitter and Instagram, guys,
This Diego Lopez.
on both.
Both. Yeah. Very good at marketing.
At Dan Lamort on both.
And I'm at Luke Tuma on Twitter, at Luke.Tuma on Instagram.
Hey,
Thank
piece
you
of
for
shit.
tuning in, Fisters.
At Middle Easy.
And Austin. At Austin
At
Locked
Austin
Austin
Locked Up.
locked up.
Locked up. My man.
Hey.
Yeah. All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Big kiss.
Good night.